The smartest sports YouTuber back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how Joe Burrow outplayed Justin Herbert again in week 4. They both played good, but Joe Burrow obviously outplayed him. It's not really close when you look at the numbers or the film. If you look at Justin Herbert, he had a great first half, a very bad second half. In the second half, Justin Herbert was 5 of 13 for 47 yards. Just not a good second half. First half, he was great. He ended the game with 222 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 107 passer rating. Joe Burrow playing the Jaguars. He had I wouldn't say a bad first half. He just had a mid first half. He had like 90 yards. He was like 8 for 13. Nothing special, but in the second half, he dominated and he finished the game with 348 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 133 passer rating. So his passing yards were over 100 more than Justin Herbert's on fewer attempts. So that's saying a lot. Justin Herbert averaged about 5.8 yards per attempt. Joe Burrow's around double that, almost double that. He was around 10.8 yards per attempt. So Joe Burrow continues to push the ball downfield farther. In fewer attempts, he had over 100 more yards. That just lets you know everything you need to know. If you watch the game, you'd see Justin Herbert had a great first half. He did have a wide open man downfield that he overthrew. A terrible throw. He had the dude wide open. If he hits him, it's a wide open touchdown for about like 50, 60 yards at least. Just a terrible throw, but for the most part, Justin Herbert played good, especially in the first half. Second half, he was atrocious, a disaster. Joe Burrow, first half, he played mid. Second half, he played great. Obviously, Joe Burrow with 100 plus more yards, one less touchdown. They both had no interceptions. Joe Burrow had a much better completion percentage, and Joe Burrow had almost 30 points higher in his passer rating. They're graded on PFF around the same now. Justin Herbert's an 87, Joe Burrow's an 86. QBR is about the same. Joe Burrow has a much better passer rating. Justin Herbert has some more yards, but again, he has more attempts. They have the same amount of touchdowns. Joe Burrow only has one more interception, so the numbers are close. You can't really deny that, Herbert fans. And this is what I mean when I said Joe Burrow is better than Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow this season is going to get better as the season progresses. He's coming off an injury. They're taking his time. You see he's getting better and better. So I expect Joe Burrow to keep getting better and keep getting more comfortable on that knee. Justin Herbert doesn't really have an excuse to start off around the same as Joe Burrow, because according to you Justin Herbert fans, he's much better than Joe Burrow. So it shouldn't really be this close to start out with. They're both 3-1. I'd say Joe Burrow's ahead in the MVP race if we're talking about him and Herbert, just because Joe Burrow has a lesser team and he's leading them to 3-1. He has better numbers, and that's a fact. I've just laid out all the numbers. Those are facts. Again, this is not me being biased. After the first half was done, I was getting ready to make a video saying, oh, Joe Burrow played great week 4, but you know what? Justin Herbert played better. But guess what? Justin Herbert had a very bad second half, and that just brought his game down. You can't tell me Justin Herbert had a better game than Joe Burrow. The only thing he did better was throw one more touchdown. That was it. His passer rating was way less. His QBR was around the same. His completion percentage was way less. His yards were way less on more attempts. His yards per attempt were way less this game. So you can't really tell me that Joe Burrow did not play Justin Herbert this week, because he obviously did. Those are the facts. If you want to take it to, oh, Joe Burrow was playing the Jags, well, the Jags defense and the Raiders defense, I mean, if we look at it, the Raiders were missing almost all their secondary this game. That is a fact. A couple people in their secondary got hurt, so you were facing backups in the secondary, so both defenses weren't good. I'm not going to say the Jags were a good defense. No, neither were the Raiders this game with the injuries. That's a fact. So I just need you, all you Herbert fans that were shitting on me for saying Joe Burrow is better, how come the numbers are so close? How come Joe Burrow is slightly edging out Justin Herbert to start the year? I thought coming into this year, if Justin Herbert was going to get a lead on Burrow, it would be at the start of the year, because I knew Burrow, his weakest point would be at the start of the year when he's getting comfortable on that knee. But now that he's starting to get more comfortable, he dominated that second half when he went 5 out, and that's what he's best at, going 5 out. But we haven't done that much because Zach Taylor's trying to protect Joe Burrow from getting hits. And obviously, if you just go 5 out all the time, which they did his rookie season a lot more, that's going to give Burrow a lot more hits. But when he goes 5 out, and I think they're going to start doing that a lot more, He is deadly. One of the best QBs in the league. That is a fact. Joe Burrow is ahead of Justin Herbert in the MVP race. That is also a fact. So if you want to say Justin Herbert's an MVP candidate, you have to say Joe Burrow is too, because their numbers are similar and Joe Burrow's ahead in some numbers. The only thing Justin Herbert's ahead in is he has one less pick and a little more yards. That is it. But yeah, their numbers are similar. Joe Burrow's doing it with lesser supporting cast. I'd say the Chargers defense looks great. I mean, I've told you this Chargers defense is a lot better than I thought. I think most people expected. Brandon Staley has done a great job on his defense. Obviously, Joey Bosa and Derwin James being healthy, that obviously has a big thing to do with it. So they're both 3-1. You have to give Joe Burrow the edge in the MVP race right now because, like I said, he has a little better numbers with the lesser team. Those are all facts. And if you come up here trying to say I'm biased, this is the least biased you can sound. I'm saying Justin Herbert's playing very good. Joe Burrow's just playing a little bit better. And that's saying a lot because Joe Burrow like I've been saying time and time again, is coming back from an injury. Justin Herbert has no excuse for starting off the same as Joe Burrow. None. Joe Burrow is going to keep getting better. Justin Herbert's going to start to regress here in the coming weeks when he actually faces some real defenses. Those are all facts. You cannot deny them. You want to look at PFF, they're about the same. QBR, they're about the same. Passer rating, Joe Burrow's way ahead. Passing yards, Justin Herbert's a little ahead on way more attempts. Passing touchdowns, they're the same. And interceptions, Joe Burrow has one more, and that's just because he had a game with 3 interceptions. That was a fluke. Those are all the facts. That's as unbiased as anyone can sound about these two, and you can't deny the facts that I'm spitting. Try to deny the facts that I'm spitting. Joe Burrow's going up against Green Bay this week. Big game. If he wins this, then he is at least top 3 for MVP. That is a fact. And Joe Burrow's doing this without T. Higgins, one of his best playmaking receivers. Justin Herbert's going up against the Browns. Joe Burrow's going up against the Packers. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are around 3.5-point underdogs at home. Justin Herbert's about a 1.5-point favorites at home against the Cleveland Browns last I checked. So they both have big games coming up. This week will tell a lot. We're heading towards the midway point in the season, and this is where I said Joe Burrow's going to start taking off. Joe Burrow had a great start to the season, especially coming from that knee injury that some people wanted him to sit out the whole year for, or at least half a year, which I thought was dumb. But yeah, we're seeing it play out. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's connection is deadly. Tyler Boyd's deadly. T. Higgins is going to be deadly when he comes back. Justin Herbert obviously has a better O-line. Austin Eckler's a beast, and Keenan Allen's one of the best receivers in the game. That's a fact. So I hate to break it to you, Chargers fans. I told you that Joe Burrow was better than Justin Herbert. We're seeing it play out in front of our eyes. I told you the Cincinnati Bengals will finish with a better record. And I said before the year, the Chargers have more talent than the Bengals, but the Bengals have the difference maker at quarterback. Clutch quarterback, game-winning drives left and right. More clutch than Herbert. That's just a fact. If we look at it, Joe Burrow actually audibles out of his own plays in winning time, in crunch time, something Justin Herbert can't do. He doesn't have that intangible in him. Those are all facts. You cannot deny that. But yeah, I mean, if you call me a hater after this video, then you're just biased and delusional. That's as unbiased as anyone can sound. I laid out all the facts, all the numbers, the film, everything. I brought all the context in their games this week, so you cannot say, look at this happened, so, look at, what if this happened? No, stop making excuses. Joe Burrow is slightly outplaying Justin Herbert right now. Those are the facts. And with that being said, hit the like button. If you hit the dislike button, you're just a biased Justin Herbert fanboy who's just a hater of mine, a hater of Joe Burrow, a hater of the city of Cincinnati, and a hater of the Bengals. Those are all fucking facts. But with that being said, like I said, like the video, hit the subscribe button. You better subscribe to the channel. And when the Cincinnati Bengals play the Chargers, it's going to be a beatdown. Joe Burrow is going to outplay Justin Herbert and beat the shit out of the Chargers. Even with that great Chargers defense, Joe Burrow will beat the shit out of Justin Herbert and beat the Chargers' great defense and win the game. Those are the facts. Anyways, I'll leave it off there. Just remember, you just listen to the smartest sports YouTuber on the planet. That's a fact. And I'm out.